Hey everybody, I'm going to go through LT32 with you. I'm going to recommend a calculator. It's going to make this a lot more doable than trying to do it by hand. So, LT32 is about measures of central tendency. These measures are a single value that tries to describe a data set by giving you some kind of central idea about them. I'm thinking you might have heard of these before, but in case you haven't, the mean is the average. And our average, how do we get that? Is we add up all the values, and then we divide by the number of values that you have. The median is the middle. How are we going to find the middle? It's the way we're going to do that is we're going to order our values. And we'll talk about what happens if there's two middles. The mode is the value that occurs most frequently. So the one that shows up the most, that is the mode. I don't know if I spelled frequently right. Oh well, good enough. And then the range. The range is the largest value minus the smallest value. So it kind of just tells you how far apart the biggest and smallest are. Okay? With these definitions in mind, we're just going to go through a couple examples, or I'm going to go through a couple examples, and then you're going to try a couple on your own. So, example 1. Below are the scores by a basketball team during their first month of the season. Find the measures of central tendency of the scores. Round to the nearest tenth if necessary. Your big hint right here is to put the numbers in order. That's what you should do always with these. This can be tricky sometimes, so you have to go through carefully. I kind of cross them out as I go, so 37 looks like the smallest, and then 39, and then it looks like there's two 41s. And then, what do we see? Two 43s. Those are the next biggest. And then it looks like we got a 46. And then we have three 49s. 1, 2, 3. And then last but not least, we have 55. So, to find each of our measurements, we'll start with the mean. First thing you're going to do for the mean is you're going to add up all the values. Now, I've already done this. I typed this in my calculator, didn't do it by hand. When I added up all the values, I got 492. Now, to get the mean, we're going to divide by how many data points that we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 total data points. So we would take 492, we would divide by 11, and that is going to be approximately 44.7. It says to round to the nearest tenth, so that's one number after the decimal place. So that's how we find the mean, is we add up all the values, divide by how many we have. The median. How you're going to do this one is I recommend on your list kind of crossing out until you get to the middle. So I'm going to go to my list and I'm going to cross out from the ends, one from each end, one from each end, one from each end, and again until we find that number in the middle. So our middle value is 43. How do you find the mode? That's the one that we see the most of. And which number do we see the most often? Sorry about the handwriting. 49. We see 49 3 times. That's the one that we see the most. Finally, the range. The range, once you've got these things in order, this is a pretty straightforward one. We're going to take the biggest value, which in this case is 55. We're going to subtract the smallest value, which is 37. And then the range, if I can do my subtraction correctly, is 18. So with this in mind, I want you to try out the next example. I'll put the answers here in a second, but you should pause and write down your answers. Check them when you're done. So I'm hoping you actually did pause, and I hope you actually tried this out. Let's try this color, see how this looks. The mean, when I did this myself, when I added them all up, I got 22. And oops, and when I did 22 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I got a mean of 2. The median, remember, write these in order. I didn't write that down. You should have, though. If you did it right, you should have got a median of 2. The very middle number should be a 2. For the mode, there's actually 2 of them. You will notice that 1 and 2 both appear on our list 4 times. You are allowed to have more than one mode. And finally, our range, our biggest value is 4, our smallest value is 1, so we do 4 minus 1, which is 3. So, I hope that went well. I'm going to make a second video to go over the other examples. But if you want to try the others on your own, you definitely can. But I want to explain in the next short video how to tell which of these numbers is the best depending on your data set.